Shadows covered the wall of the room. Nothing could be seen through the darkness except for a couple of rays of sunlight peeking through the small holes in the tall ceiling. Shelves filled the room, and a small desk sat on the right side of the room.
It's perfect.
A deep voice said from within the darkness. A tomcat was sitting at his workspace, happy with what he had done. His long fur mixed with colors of dark brown, black, and some tiny bits of white just on the tip of his ears. There were also some along his back and some on his chest. His eyes almost looked as if he was a hawk staring at its prey, seemingly filled with pure mischief and evil. 3 bottles stand in front of him on a stone slab, each one having a wisp of something in it.
What is it, sir?
A smaller, light brown cat spoke, wandering over to his master's side. He sort of looked like a chipmunk.
What'd you find?
Oh, Chip. Just in time, my little assistant. I guess I may as well teach you. These bottles here, each one holds the DNA of one of the 4 elements.
The older cat explained. The young cat looked at the bottles. A little light glow rose from inside of each of them. Each bottle shone a different color: red, blue, and white. He tilted his head to one side, then began counting them again.
But, sir, there were only 3 here. There are 4 elements.
Good job for pointing that out, but fear no longer.
The dark brown cat meowed, then wandered away. He returned carrying another bottle, but this time it had a green glow to it. He placed it in between the blue and white.
Now it's perfect. Fire, water, earth, and air.
He said in a deep voice as he pointed at each bottle, reading aloud what element was contained within them. He wandered over to another space and began putting some other stuff away. The young one looked at the bottles, then looked over at him.
Sir, how'd you collect those? The elements are just spirits. They're not real beings. How could you possibly collect them?
You don't have to call me sir. You can call me by my name, Talon Thornhawk. Anyway, up until now, they were spirits. 4 have been gifted with the power of the elements, which is also why I collected the DNA. For us to take over, it's part of the plan.
That's cool. But, wait, take over?
Chip asked, tilting his head to one side as if he were confused.
What plan?
Talon stopped what he was doing and smiled.
Well, my little assistant,
He meowed as he walked over to Chip's side.
we will take what power we have, and once the elements are eliminated, we will take control and we will rule. We will be the elements.
Eliminated? I'm not too sure about that.
Don't worry, young shapeshifter.
Talon said, rubbing Chip's head and messing up his fur.
Once we rule the elements, you won't even notice anything.
He reassured. Suddenly a ball of smoke appeared behind him. Then the smoke quickly disappeared into the air, revealing a black cat levitating. He was almost ghost-like. The cat pointed at him.
Stop what you're doing, Talon.
Talon sighed, then placed his paw on Chip's shoulder.
Chip, how about you go and tidy some things in the other room? I have some business to discuss.
Oh, alright.
Chip replied as he walked away. Talon stood there with his back turned to the cat. Then he turned to face them.
Don't you ever learn to knock, Jasper?
He shouted. His voice echoed off the walls.
I know what you're up to.
Oh, you mean my plan? It's pretty good, right? Taking over the elements.
He looked at his claws, thinking about what he was capable of doing with them.
You can't do that!
Jasper snapped. Talon looked over at him.
I can't do what? It's already begun.
He said, a big smile crossing his face.
Once the four are eliminated, Chip and I will take over and no one can stop us. Anyway, I must get back to work. See you later.
Talon disappeared into a cloud of smoke with just a snap of his paw. Jasper waved his paw in front of his face and coughed, trying to swat the smoke away.
Copycat. That's all he is.
Finally, the smoke cleared and the room was empty with no sign of Talon anywhere.
What am I supposed to do? He can't get away with this.
He thought for a moment.
I don't know if the other spirits will agree with this. The secret has been hidden for years, but this is serious. We must bring the four together. We must get the elements involved.